Hi everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to make some icicles. So they are very simple to do. We're going to make them in different colors. So this one that I have here is only with white glitter. It has some shimmer to it depending on where the light comes from. It's going to have different colors, a little bit of pink and blue. So you can use all kind of glitter. And I'm going to show you the others that I have done. So I have used this one here, which is red, very glittery. And I have done two more also in a gold color and also in green. I think they look great in the tree because, oh, I have my garland moving in the background. It's okay. And it's really easy to do. The only two main ingredients that you're going to use are glitter, as I said, and also hot glue sticks. So if you're like me, I never have enough of hot glue sticks, but you're going to need a whole bunch of this. So get ready. With whether they're small or big, you'll need a lot of it. And with no further ado, let's get started. Now I'm going to show you from close what they look like. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And think about it, it's just using hot glue and glitter. And a little bit of maybe varnish on top if you want to make sure that the glitter is not going to fall off. You could use spray glue if you want to, as long as it's shiny. I also have this one in green. This one is much thinner, but I really like it. I like this green. It's absolutely gorgeous. See how irregular it is? It's not smooth everywhere, and I think it makes them more interesting. This one is using thicker and larger glitter, which I think also is beautiful and has different colors in it. This one, I'm not sure if you can really pick it up or the camera can pick it up, but it's also very shiny in real life, and I've used very fine glitter. I might use, and I will give you an example using much bigger glitter. Maybe it will show off a little bit more. And finally, this one, I haven't put any glitter on. It's just using alcohol markers. So it also has a lot of shine to it, as you can see. There's no glitter, of course, but it really is shiny, and I love it. So if you want to put some glitter on top, it's totally okay, but you will lose this kind of transparency. You may not really see it here, but it will be a bit more transparent than the others. I think I prefer the glitter ones, but this is an option that I wanted to share with you as well. Okay, so when your sticks, the glue sticks are ready, you need to have your hot glue gun really hot. I am going to take some parchment paper or non-stick baking paper. You can use any other kind of surface if you wish. And you're going to make them as long or as short as you want. So I'm going to use a big gun this time. I usually use the small one. I'm going to start by doing something, the base is going to be quite large, and I'm going to make them long. And I think the nice part of this is not to make them very regular. So they need to have some kind, you know, when it's natural, they have some bumpy parts and some thinner parts, and that's really what I'm going to go for. I'm going to make mine long, and I'm going to end up with something quite thin at the bottom. Let me come and zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to make another one, and we're not going to leave them flat. We're going to go and give them afterwards some more dimension to it. So we're going to do like 3 layers at least, and then later we'll flip them over, because otherwise they will have a very flat part, and this is not what I want to do. I'm going to take another one there. I'm going to do a third one. It's much quicker if you do a whole bunch at a time, and then we'll glitter them all. I'm not going to put glitter on because I need to go on top of each other, so I'm going to go for something much easier. We'll put glitter at the end when everything is done. And finish really thin. If it's not thin enough, you can come back. You can also use some scissors, and I'm going to go on top here because it was a bit too thin. All right. So I've done 3. I'm going to stop at this stage. I'm going to let this dry completely, and then we'll put more on top and on the sides as well to make it more dimensional. Alright, so my first layer is dry, and now we're going to put glue only on the sides. We'll do the middle later when the sides will be completely dry. Otherwise, they're going to melt and the effect is not going to work. So again, hot glue, and I'm going to start from the top And I'm going to do like dots. Something again kind of irregular. And it will look absolutely gorgeous in the end, don't worry. And again on the side here. And some parts will look like little blobs, but it's going to work just fine. And there you go. I'm going to do the same thing on the third one, and I'll be back, and then we'll do the middle here. Alright, so this part now is dry. I can see that it's a little bit hot, but it's not going to melt anymore. So what I'm going to do is do the middle here. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that we have done before. So I'm going to put some bigger blobs here because I have a lot of space in between. And again, something irregular, some big blobs and some smaller ones. And up to the end, finish really thin. I'm going to do the same thing here. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you, you will need some little hooks like this, you know, the ones that you use for jewelry making. And it's time that you can put them inside here. If you forgot, you will be able to put it later. Don't worry about this. I'm going to see if it's not too late. No, I can't put that one in. And let me see if I can put this one in here. Yeah, I can put it in there. If you don't, since we're going to do the back of them, it will be time to do that later as well. And you can put a little dab of glue on top if you want to also. And don't worry, you won't see them since we're going to put glitter on top. There you go. I'm going to finish up this one, and then when it's dry, I'll come back and we'll flip them over and do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, everything is dry. I'm going to peel them off. As you can see, it's really easy. I'm going to take all three off. All the little glue strings, you can just pull them like this. It's totally fine. So this is how it looks now on one side. So it's still not completely three-dimensional as far as I like it. So I will add a little bit more just in the center here, in the middle. I'm going to add just another layer on top. And then what I will do, and I'm not going to really show you this totally on camera because I think you got it. I'm going to turn them over and we're going to repeat all the steps, which means put some hot glue on the sides, let it dry. If you do several of them, by the time you end up, like if you had 5 little eye strings like this, when you have 5, you can still have time to come back and do it again because it's going to dry very quickly. You don't really have to wait in between layers. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put some hot glue here just on the side. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and again when it's dry, some more in the center. And I'll come back when everything is done. All my icicles are ready, so if you can see now it has much more dimension. I have put another layer on top of the one that I had done previously, so it's really nice. And now we're going to look at this one. This one is even better from all sides. Now we're going to be able to put the glitter on. So what I'm going to use is a little bit of Mod Podge or something equivalent that is glossy. And I'm going to put it on top here. Really go into the nooks and crevices so you make sure that your glitter will bond perfectly everywhere. So I'm being generous here. You can do just half of it and then layer it down onto a piece of paper and do the other half when it's done. Don't forget to put another layer of varnish, something that is going to be glossy, of course, on top of your glitter. Otherwise, it's going to fall off over time. Then I'm going to use green glitter because I have it here. So I will do all my greens first and then all my reds. And I'm just going to sprinkle on top. All the excess is going to go into my coffee filter. So I'm moving it around. If you need to put a second coat, you can. Normally one is enough. I'm going to tap to take away all the excess. And look at this. How beautiful is this? And you can really make them all the colors you wish. If you change color of your decorations each year, you can use pink, you can use purple, you can use any kind of color. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to lay this one down so it dries. I'll do the other half later. And when everything is dry, I will put a layer of varnish on top again. That's really important. So something I wanted to show you again, I'm going to close this one, is I have tried to use this chunky glitter. Until now, with the example I showed you, and again, I'm not sure the camera will be able to pick it up, but it's really shiny in real life, but you don't see it as much. I have this same glitter, but it's much chunkier, much bigger, and we're gonna see how it works. So I'm gonna take this one here. Again, I'm going to apply my glossy glue or varnish and sprinkle some on top of it. And we'll see how it turns out. Oh my goodness, it's completely different. Honestly, it's much better. Look at this, how shiny and glittery, and really it has nothing to do with this. So if you can find some chunky glitter, do it. I think it's much better, even with the green or the reds. I think it'll be even better. It will reflect much more light. And with the lights, the different lights you have in your Christmas tree, I also think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So there you go. I'm going to let this dry and I'll come back when everything is done. My icicles are almost ready. The only thing left to do, and I'm not going to show you this because it's really not interesting, is to put a last coat. I would recommend using 2 coats on top of your favorite varnish. It can be Mod Podge. I would use something really glossy because all this glitter is super glossy. 2 coats might be good if you want to avoid you have all this glitter on your fingers and they fall apart. So 2 coats might be really nice. If you want to use a spray, you can use a spray also. I know that in the United States you have the brand Krylon, which is excellent. Something really glossy. And then it's over, and you're going to be able to make a ton of these. You don't have to wait in between layers for them to be totally dry. If you make a whole bunch, like 5 or 6 of them at a row, by the time you finish one, you're going to be able to start over the first one and add a little bit more. That was super easy. I'm going to show you these again. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot to show you the one that I colored with a marker. You need to use the alcohol marker, the one that was red. And I wasn't totally a fan of it, so I decided to put some glitter on top. And this is what I did. So it has a red background with colored chunky glitter, and I love the chunky glitter. I have a whole bunch of more of these, and I've also found recently this in a craft store. It's Deco Time brand. They're really nice, and actually I think I'm gonna like chunky glitter better than, or at least for this project, than fine glitter because it reflects light much more. Like this one here, this one and this one are chunky glitter, and I think the result is really nice too. Both are really nice, they're just different. So I hope you liked this video and it was inspiring for you, so please give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button, of course, and also share on social medias. And don't forget to leave me your comments and tell me which one you like and would you do this project. It seems a bit long, but honestly it is quick and you can do a lot of them at a time. Thank you so much for following me, and see you soon for another tutorial. Bye and Merry Christmas.